Hi, and welcome to Gaia Community. We're a pagan Unitarian Universalist church meeting in Lenexa, Kansas in the greater Kansas City metro area and online every Sunday around 4 p.m. Central. My name is Carey, and I'm going to guide you through a ritual today that you can participate along with wherever you are and whenever you've set aside some time to celebrate. The wheel of the year has turned to Beltane. Fool's journey brings them back to the Empress at a spring picnic where we can rest from the journey, contemplate how we recharge ourselves for the next leg of the journey, and indulge our senses in a beautiful little sacred feast. I'll have some suggestions for how to make this a more enjoyable and interactive experience. If you want to gather some things, you might wish to gather a candle to light, a tarot or oracle deck or other divination system to consult, and perhaps a journal for writing down notes from the reading or doing some free writing in contemplation of the questions. And I want you to get something pleasant to eat and drink in the ritual. You can pause this and come back when you've gathered those things. Another thing that will help you today is to silence your cell phones or other notifications so that you can really focus and be present during our time today. And I invite you to participate along to the depth that you dare to indulge in. Beltane is a celebration. Let's revel in it. Let's begin by lighting our candle with a poem from Kalidasa. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence. The bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, lived well, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Blessed be. And let's take a moment to do a bit of a purification. On the fool's journey, the dust of the road has settled on us. The ash of the news cycle settles on the skin and gets in our eyes like grit. Take it off from your hands. Take it off from your feet. Brush it off of your shoulders. Brush it off of your thighs. Take it out of your hair. Breathe deeply and blow it away from your inside. Take off that dust and dirt and trash like a dog coming back from the beach, ready to go on the next adventure. Blessed be. And let's take a few moments to ground ourselves. Take a moment to settle into a comfortable position. And if you like, you can keep your eyes open and your gaze soft. Or you can close your eyes and turn your attention inward, finding the place in your center or deep in your belly, where there is a still point as calm as a subterranean lake. Find that inner point of calm, of peace, and let that deep stillness reach down into the earth, down into the rich soil and the stone, down toward the core of the earth, which is wildly alive with warmth and gravity and magnetism. And that primal earth energy is something that you can drink in, draw it upward, like bringing water up from a well, and let that pool inside you, filling that stillness with warmth, with gravity, with magnetism, with rich, deep earth energy, and let that fill you, and let that rise up with your attention, up into the sky above the treetops, up through the clouds and the blue dome of sky beyond them, up, up to the stars and feeling galaxies of the universe all around, and drink in that starlight, that cosmic dance, the light of sun and moon and stars. Draw that down, down, to fill your body with starlight, and let that mingle with that rich earth energy, and let the two commingle within you. The Orphic poet said, "We are children of earth and starry heaven." Feel that. Feel the energies of both meet and marry inside, and let that fill you with life force from the great below and the great above, until every nook and cranny that has felt depleted is filled once again, recharged, renewed. And let's expand that sense of renewal, that sense of connection to below and above. Breathe it out to fill the space you are in, expanding from you like a sphere, an iridescent bubble of life energy and connection to dwell in for the duration of this ritual. Blessed be. Let us recognize the elements that are always present around us and within us. The air, our breath, the air we are surrounded by all the time, the breath entering our lungs, exiting once again, cycling. The counterpoint to the breath of plants, that cycle of oxygen and carbon dioxide, interdependent between us and with plant life, the breath that we take in and breathe out every moment, every time we speak or sing or laugh. This is air. It's as simple as our breath. It is profound because it is present, as are we with this breath. And the element fire, the warmth of being a living mammal, a body full of chemical reactions, creating warmth, creating heat throughout our bodies, an eternally sparking engine of chemical life within us that warms us all the time. We can feel it when we touch our bodies. We can feel it the same way we can feel the warmth radiating from a candle or from the sun. Fire is always within us. It is profound because it is present, as are we with this heat. And the element of water. Most of our body is water by volume. We are a walking watershed of rivers. Think of the silent seeping osmosis between cell walls. We are a profound water cycle, interconnected with a greater water cycle outside of us. We are part of it. It is profound because it is present, as are we, with our blood, our tears, our saliva, and the earth, the bones of our body. Feel the weight of how your body is pulled toward the earth. We are part of that gravitational dance. We share the same molecules, the building blocks of all other life on Earth. Carbon and oxygen, hydrogen, on and on. The iron in the heart of our blood was forged in the hearts of stars. It is profound because it is present, as are we with this body. And the center and synergy of it all, the heartbeat, the drum of life, the pulse of participation in this grand party of life. We are keeping the beat all the time. It is profound because it is present, as are we with this heartbeat. Blessed be. The Fool has been our companion on a journey through the archetypes of Tarot this year. And so let's think of the Fool on his wandering journey as he turns a corner and comes upon the Empress once again. And this time she is laying a picnic feast out on blankets before her. Down in the meadow, there are a group of young people dancing and flirting. There are ribbons and flower petals swirling in the wind. Come, she says, there is plenty to share. Come, she says, you are welcome here. Come, she says, rest a moment with me and just enjoy the beauty of this day. It does a heart good to stop and smell the roses once in a while. And perhaps the fool says, there haven't been many roses or feasts where I've been wandering, and I don't think there will be many where I'm likely to be going. And she smiles. All the more important that you drink deeply of this moment, then. Cherish the goodness when you come across it. Now I'm going to ask that you pull out your divination tool, your journal, and your pen. As the Empress talks with the fool, as they look at the revelers down in the meadow, and the Empress gestures to the sheaf of wheat beside her, and she asks the fool on his journey, what is resilience? The ability to keep coming tenaciously back. Pull a card or a rune or a token for this question. What is resilience? The ability to keep coming tenaciously back. You can pause this recording while you make note of what you've drawn. Think about what it means, how it might relate to your answer. Perhaps pull a second card for clarity. And when you are ready, turn the recording back on. And the Empress gestures to the field of Venus beside her. And she asks the fool on his journey, how do you protect your heart? And how do you repair and strengthen that protection? Take a moment, draw a card, a rune, a token for this question. How do you protect your heart? And how do you repair and strengthen that protection? And the Empress gestures to the starry crown upon her head and asks the fool on his journey, what are the ideals you are striving toward? What is the positive vision you turn your eyes toward when you start to lose your way? Pull a card, a rune, a token for this question. What are the ideals you are striving toward? The positive vision to keep your sights on. After contemplating these three questions, and again, remember that you can pause this journey at any time. The Empress gestures to the fool and says, look at this feast, this picnic I have spread for the dancers. Look at the feast you have brought to share. Let's take a moment before the dancers come back to the buffet. And let's charge and bless this food before us right now. You may wish to hold your hand over the food and drink you have gathered to participate with in this ritual. And just take a moment to appreciate it for what it is. Food to nourish our bodies, drink to quench our thirst, and appreciation for the land and the waterways, the sunlight and seasons that brought it into being, the workers, the farmers, the farm laborers who worked to bring it from the soil through myriad transportation networks to where it could come to you. What a wondrous network of cooperation between people and the earth to bring these things here now. Let's give a blessing of that energy that we've drawn from the deep earth below, from the starry sky above, and share that appreciation, that energy for the food, for the people who brought the food to this time, this place, this opportunity. And as you begin to eat, take a moment to really look at it, the colors, textures, breathe in the sense of it. Let this be a feast for every sense that engages with this food. Taste it like you're tasting food for the very first time. Enjoy it like this is a time outside of time, place outside of place, an opportunity to indulge your senses and remember how good it is to eat delicious things, to drink something that quenches the thirst. Just let the animal of the self enjoy eating and drinking. When was the last time you took time to be mindful with every bite, with every taste? It's good to do it every once in a while, to remember how good it can be to be alive and interconnected with this wondrous web of other life on this planet. Blessed be. You can take all the time that you need to enjoy the food you have before you. Perhaps those contemplation questions would spark other thoughts that you may wish to record in your journal or take notes about, or ask other questions of your cards or runes or systems. I'd like to take a moment. In our in-person rituals, this is when we would pass the leaves around to take up an offering, pass out announcements, give notice of things that are coming up in the community. Since this is online and might very well be asynchronous, I just want to remind you that you can always find out what is going on in our community by visiting us at GaiaCommunity.org, and that there are links there to our presence on various social media outlets, our Discord, our current pledge drives, and other goings on in our community. So once you finish the food that you brought to ritual and are ready to close out the work of the day, let's take a moment and thank the Fool and the Empress. The Empress is the card of boundless generosity, relentless support, the goodness of food, the pleasures of the body, and of protecting the heart. She is rest and renewal, and let's give thanks to the Empress. Thank you, Empress. And the Fool who travels on his journey, winding up mountains and along rivers through all the parts of the hero's journey, all the archetypes of the tarot. Thank you for being our guide and our companion on the journey this year as patron Gaia Community for this year. Thank you, Fool. And let's give thanks to the center and to the elements. The center, which is our heartbeat, profound in its presence. The earth of our body, our bones, and that way our body weighs upon the earth. The fist of gravity reminding us that this earth is our home, profound in presence. The waters of our body, our blood, and all the fluids that fill us, the waterways that course through us, profound in presence. The fire, the heat, the warmth of the constant chemical sparking throughout our bodies as we use energy, continue to live and grow, profound in its presence. The air that fills our lungs, the air we breathe constantly, the air that is the vehicle we use to communicate, the profound in presence. The elements are always with us, and we are always with the elements. And it's as simple as our breath and our body, and it's as profound as being aware and appreciative of the presence. Blessed be. And let's open the circle that we cast earlier by the bounty of the green earth and the music on the wind, by the cool water in our cup and the invitation of the candle's flame, by the fierce commitment of our heart and the renewing light of hope in the stars. This circle is open but unbroken. May the peace of the divine go in our hearts and the dance of creation enliven our days. And may we care for the earth and each other because our lives depend on it. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. This rite is over. Thank you for joining us and participating along with this ritual. I hope you got exactly what you needed from it today. For a little extra credit, I encourage you to put on some music that makes you feel very happy and move or dance or sing along until your heart feels full. See you next week, friends. Have a blessed Beltane.